Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Scott. This is Red Bandy Outdoors. If you're into trout fishing, especially light tackle, spin tackle, fly tackle, trout fishing, this is your place. Today we're going to talk about fishing dry flies on a spin pole. You want to see a big fish get caught on this setup that I'm going to show you right now? Stick around to the end. It's a pretty impressive fish. If you love reading stories about this stuff, you can read my stories in Fur Fishing Game or this technique. I also wrote about it in Game and Fish West. I'm an outdoor writer. It's fun to tell these stories. Thanks for checking in today. Let's get right into the technique. So you'll see me out there fishing with a spinning pole. You'll see this reel in the picture a lot. It's really close because the camera's on my chest. So the reel's spooled up with 30-pound braid. 30-pound braid's important because it helps us fish on top of the water. Braid floats. We're going to do a little trick to make it float a little bit better. The next thing you'll see is this bobber right here. We're going to go over the technique one more time. This is a plastic bobber from a company called XX Plastics. They make several types of these bobbers. They make clear ones. And they make larger ones. They make ones in different colors. And they even got a smaller one that'll probably work for you, those of you that fish smaller streams and smaller bugs. It's a great piece of plastic. You'll find it lots of stores. Bass Pro Shops carries it. The one thing that I do with it, as you'll see, is I cut a specific peg out of it. I go to the grocery store and I pick up some wooden shish kebab skewers and I slim them down to something about like that. You start a little bit bigger so you can handle it, and then you cut it off. You want about, I don't know, what's that, a little bit bigger than 1/4 of an inch sticking above the bobber so you can handle it. So with my braid, I go through the bobber twice. And I have a diagram that'll pop up and show this a little bit clearer. So I go through the bobber twice with the braid, and on the other end you can see the little tag there. It's about 3 inches. You can shorten it up. On the end of that tag, you're not going to be able to see it. There's a product called a tippet ring. It's called a tippet ring. It's a 2 or 3 millimeter little ring that you buy at the fly shop. I'll put an image up and show you what that looks like, the packaging from Red's Fly Shop. But basically, they come on a snap swivel. And there's about 10 of them for $10, $1 a piece. They're real tiny. They're a pain in the butt to handle if you don't follow some directions. I'll probably put out a video on how to do that, but simply don't take them off the snap ring until you tie one of the lines to it. What it does is it allows you to tie the thicker braid to the ring and then the smaller diameter tippet material that the fly is going to go on in this rig to the other side of the tippet ring. It makes tying knots out there in the field real easy if you break. And I'll tell you what, if you tie one of these on a 30-pound braid and you do a good improved clinch knot, it's going to stay for most of the season. So again, I fish it with a little bit of a tag hanging off after the bobber, 3 or 4 inches, 30-pound braid through the bobber twice, pegged in there. And then I use a leader, fly material, line, Rio. I've got several of these. I got the 6, the 8, and the 10-pound test. I use the mono floats. We're gonna do a little bit of greasing the leader, and we'll talk about that in a second. So that's generally the rig, right? From the reel through the rod, we're using a medium heavy rod. You'll see a medium rod in this video. You can basically use any rod, but the stiffer it is, it just allows you to kind of reel this heavy bobber back in the current. It's pegged on there, like I said, with a peg. It's the medium-sized XX Plastics bobber. And then, of course, the flies will be a little bit challenging to show you is my homemade Chubby Chernobyl. It's a tan one. This is like a size 6 as well. So now down to hooking it up. So you'll put about a 6-foot leader on this, maybe 8-pound test is where I start. Tie on my fly. And then there's 2 products you need to pick up at the fly shop. You got the floatant. This is gink. The floatant. This makes your fly float. And then you got zinc. This is the sinkant. This makes it sink. This is a specific brand called Gurkies. There's many others out there. but you want to have one that makes it float and one that makes it sink. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the float on the wing of the fly. We want the hook to sit real flat in the water, not up on the water. We want it to sit in the water. Get our hookups real good when it's sitting up. And then the floating, again, another thing we want to do with the floating is the braid up to the bobber. The braid up to the bobber gets floating the first 30, 40 feet of your line. So up on land, loosen up your drag, pull out your line, go from the bobber all the way back to the tip, 30, 40, 50 feet. That's going to make it float. You're going to be able to mend it really well on the water, and it's going to fish really well for you. So two things with the floating, and then with the sink, the stuff that makes it sink, on the leader, from this side of the bobber down to the fly, on the mono, we want to rub in some sink. What that's going to do is take that mono leader and put it out on the water and just kind of sink it into the surface film of the river so the fish can't really see it. Rather than being up on top, creating a shadow, something for them to catch the glare on and spook them. Do this every time you fish dry flies, especially when you fish it like this. So that's the rig. Medium fast rod, 30-pound test, down to a fly with the bobber. One extra thing I want to show you about these bobbers, because we're going to do lots of different techniques with these bobbers. One cool thing is you can pop out the stem and you can push this under the water, fill it up with water. If you can't cast as far as you want, push the stem back in, seal it, have a little water inside there. That's a weight. Boom, you're going to hit the spot you need to. Don't worry about fishing. You'll see the orange bobber. It doesn't spook them. If you want to do the clear, go right ahead. If you're fishing smaller streams, there's one that's tinier than this. Put it on your ultralight. Straight mono, you don't have to use the braid. You can go straight mono. To make these, I just trim them with my regular forceps from being on the river, and then slim them up to size. You're going to have to slim them up so they fit in there. You know, there's probably 2/3 of that peg in the bobber, and then you're ready to go. So up to the video, I'm going to set up the video, and then you're just going to see me in action. So I'm going to set up the video. You know, a couple things that are important to take note when you're watching this action is one, you'll see a couple glitches in the video. That's me cutting out those very important fishing words that we use. We don't want anyone to know. Second of all, you'll see that the water's really high. It's raging. This is high flow. This is a good time to be fishing this setup because it allows you to get a lot of casts into those juicy spots. Third thing is you'll see me pan upstream, or you might know this spot or something like that. Well, this is a spot where there's a boat ramp right upstream, and it's Western Montana. The water's high. That means and it's clear. That means the guides are out. People are out in their rafts. About 40 boats went by this spot earlier today. You know, this is the put in, so they start the day. Boom. Everybody that went by tossed their flies on top of this fish that I caught. And another one you'll see next week, which is a nice cutthroat I caught on a jig. You'll see that next week, but I caught that one before this. So you'll see me going through the rapid twice. That's why I went through it twice, because I caught a cutthroat. But this is a very heavily fished spot. It's right by the boat ramp, easy to walk to. So these fish are pressured. So if this technique is working, it's pretty good. And the reason why it works is it allows you, and you'll see, for me to position the fly exactly the way I want it and let it drift down into the fish. So the video starts out with me casting, and the first or second cast, if you watch down where the water comes together, you'll see something blow up on it. Nice trout blows up on it. I go after it again for a few more casts, nothing. So then I start hitting the deeper bank, you know, deeper casts to the bank and the shade, and the shaded area along the brush, and letting it go right along that area where you can barely see it. And sure enough, one comes out and gets hungry for it. You'll see me briefly hold this specific fly in my hand right here, just a tan Chubby Chernobyl. And so the rest is history, you know. Stick around to the end. It's a pretty amazing catch. I'm pretty proud of it. So thanks for joining me today. Hopefully this technique, you can use this on the rivers where you live. come back to my channel. We'll be talking about this technique and many others on the spin rod. We're going to be doing some nymphing. We're going to be doing this same technique with the bobber with some October caddis here in a month or two. So come back, check it out. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the footage.
Firefly went. I'm going to switch it around and put the fly first. How we want to fish it, like that. Oh, did you see that? That was a good size one, bro. I'm hoping you saw that. I'm hoping you saw that. All right. Got a little twist there at the last second. He didn't want it. Alright. Big old trout play. We're going to come back to that one with a different fly because we're going to work a bunch of this stuff. I think I got one, folks. I got one in there. Oh, man. I thought I saw something rising there. Holy shit. Again, I gotta go through the rapid. I thought I saw something rising there. God, that's the river runs through it move. All right, you saw it here first, folks. Bringing it. We're bringing it. Oh, that's a big boy. We got to keep him in this hole. I gotta keep this guy in this hole. I gotta let him come back up. Oh, that's way bigger. That's the biggest fish in a while. Oh, that's a giant on my fly. You know what that is? It's a huge rainbow. Oh, I don't like you being downstream like that. I gotta keep you on that log too. Oh. You got me, tree, you crazy beast. Oh, break off. You can break off now. Oh, 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 that's a big fish. Oh. Oh, I'm just gonna break my line real fast. I can't even stay in my net. I can't even keep it in my net. I cannot even keep it in my net. This thing is full. It's actually a hybrid. It's a giant. It is a giant. A freaking giant, dude. This is the fish I came for. Thank you, God. There is a God in this world, and I am thanking him. Look at that. You don't even know how hard I tried for this fish. We're gonna let him go. I'm kneeling in the river today. Yeah, thanks for watching. We're gonna take a little break and come back in a little bit.